What's up, everybody? I recently passed the FTMO challenge for a 7th time and actually even an 8th time shortly after that. But we're going to focus on pass number 7 for today. I've pretty much become an expert at trading these prop firm challenges by now. My strategy definitely has changed and evolved over time. I remember in the beginning when I passed the first 2 challenges, I was still using, I believe, 10% risk on my trades back then, which I now know is way too much. By around the 3rd and 4th challenge wins, I had gone down to 8% and 4% risk, which was much more reasonable. The 5th and 6th challenges were both done with 2% risk. This was around when I started to get really good at trading. And now the 7th challenge is the first time I completed the requirements using only 1% risk. You can see how much steadier the progress on the graph looks compared to the others. One of my rules now for trading is to use an absolute maximum of 2% risk. This means your max daily loss should be around 10% at the most. You would also need to lose 50 trades in a row to blow through your account, which is pretty much impossible to do. But now that I have much more experience with forex trading, I actually think 1% is the way to go. You can still make a very good income using compounding or pyramiding strategies, and trading feels very, very safe compared to the higher risk amounts. So the way I passed the challenge was using what I'm calling a variable compounding strategy. So I compound my winning trades to gain much bigger wins. In order to do this, you need to be able to maintain a high win rate, and in order to do that, you need experience in the market. Compounding for 2 reward trades, for example, this takes 3 wins in a row in order to see a big enough jump to warrant the extra risk. If you're able to win 3 $100 compounded trades in a row, you'll end up with a $2,600 profit. In comparison, if you took just 3 regular trades and you won them all, you'd have gained $600. As you can see, this is a really big difference. Applying this to the FTMO challenges, you would only need to win around 4 of these compound cycles in order to reach the profit target. This is already pretty easy to do, but you could also add in 3 reward trades to make it even easier. For the $100,000 FTMO challenge as an example, the max loss is $10,000, meaning a 1% risk on the account is $100. So if you do 3 reward compounded trades in a row, you would turn that same $100 into $6,300. That is a 63x gain in just 3 trades. The issue here is that 3 reward trades are more difficult to win, and that means more difficult to get win streaks with, but the payoff is huge and definitely worth it if you've trained yourself properly to be able to spot these moves. Let's look at a couple of the trades that I took on my $10,000 FTMO challenge. This account has a max loss of $1,000, so a 1% trade is $10. So the first trade I took was on the USD CAD, and this was on July 18th. As you can see down here on the hourly chart, we have a very, very steady move down, hugging very close to the 8 EMA. And then up here on the 5-minute chart, this green bar here was the start of the session. And immediately after, about 5 minutes later, we get a big engulfing bar in the other direction. So it has a perfect EMA trend continuation. And you can enter right there. Stop loss right above. So about a 9 pip stop loss. That means if you went for 2 reward, it would be an 18 pip take profit, which would be right in there. So that was about 2 hours and 50 minutes. But if you went for 3 reward, the trade would have went through all the way over here. So that took quite a bit longer, more like a little bit over 6 hours. So as you can see, the 3 reward trades take a lot longer, but I always say if you can get 3 reward, definitely go for that because you'll make more money in the long run. So the next trade I took was on the GBP CHF. And as you can see down here on the hourly chart, we have a really, really big extended move up. And down on the 5-minute, there's actually a couple different ways you can enter here. You could enter right here on this first red bar, or you could actually wait until this 50% retrace here. I believe I took mine here. The stop loss would be underneath the 21 EMA. So that's about 16. So a 32 pip take profit would be right in there. 48 pip take profit for the 3 reward would be up here. Either one of those would have worked. The next trade I took was on the following day on July 19th, and this was on the GBP USD pair. And down on the hourly, we have this really big move starting to go up. So the beginning of the session was right here on this giant green bar. Any big move in one direction usually means that it's going to continue in that direction. You just want to wait for a pullback, and that is right here. I usually try to put my stop. In this case, I probably put it here. So a 13 pip stop loss, and that's a 26 pip take profit, or 39 if you're going for 3 reward, and that would have been up here. So you see the moves almost always go 3 reward if they go 2 reward. Sometimes that's not the case, but it usually is the case. One of the next big moves I took was also on the GBP USD, and this was a couple days later on the 21st, July 21st. And I always look at the hourly chart first, try to gauge some type of direction. At that point, this big bar hadn't even happened yet. So I actually took this trade strictly from the 5-minute chart. And this is another EMA trend continuation. Got a big move down, pull back to the EMA. And as soon as you get that first bar in the other direction, you can go ahead and enter. So that would be 2 reward there, and 3 reward right in there. So that's another example of a trade going 2 reward and also going 3 reward. You see, you really should just go for 3 reward most of the time. One of the next big trades that I took was on the Euro GBP, and this was a couple of days later on July 25th. And down on the hourly, got a big giant move down, but that was before the open of the session. The open was actually right here on this green bar. So this is a perfect example of why to avoid the open, why I try to wait until after the open before getting into anything. So as soon as the open happened, you had this giant move up, and it immediately comes back down with a huge bar. That's a great signal to go ahead and sell. And you can put your stop actually pretty much right there. If you get a big engulfing bar like that, you can just put the stop right above it. You don't have to go all the way up here usually. So 2 reward would have been here, and then 3 reward would have been down in here. So pretty easy trade there. And another trade that I took was on the GBP CAD. This was actually the last trade that I took to complete the challenge, and this was on July 26th. And kind of similar to some of the other trades we took, down on the hourly, we have a big move down. And again, that was before the session actually started, but it's a good indicator of the direction that the price will continue going for the rest of the session. So the session started right here. We immediately got a big move up, and then immediately got a big move right back down. And that is the perfect place to enter. So 11 pip stop loss and 22 pip take profit would have happened on this bar right here, and 33 for the 3 reward would have been over here a couple hours later. This challenge took me only 6 days to complete. Even though I dropped the risk down to 1%, I was still able to get it done in under the 10-day minimum. Also, I had a 70% win rate before all the blink trades I had to take in order to reach the 10-day minimum. Now, this is not as good as my usual 80% win rate, but considering I was taking 2 reward and 3 reward trades, it's actually very good. You can see here I kept my daily trades under 10, which is my limit, other than on July 20th where I took 12 trades, and I also didn't have a single day with a loss. What I'm trying to say here is I did a really good job on this challenge, and this is proof that 1% risk is the way to go. I never felt anxious at all during the whole thing. When you're taking, let's say, 8% risk on your trades, the fear of losing is very high because the loss will damage your account so much. But with 1% risk, it honestly doesn't even faze me to lose a trade. It was much easier to trade like a professional without all the extra added stress. All in all, if you're considering getting funded with FTMO or any other prop firm, run through their lowest account trial version of the challenge first. I tell people all the time that forex is not a quick get rich scheme. You have to take things slow and steady if you plan on getting anywhere. If you're able to complete the trial version of the challenge, you should then move on to their lowest account of the real version. If you can get through that, you can slowly work your way up to their max amount of funding. Again, take things slowly to make sure that you're ready. I personally wish I had done it that way from the beginning. It would have saved me a lot of stress and a ton of money in the end. Also, make sure to check out my website over at www.ccxcollective.com if you're interested in learning how to trade profitably. I also have an entire section of the course that's dedicated to securing funding with FTMO and other prop firms. Be sure to press the like button if you liked the video and subscribe for more forex trading and investing content. Remember to always trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys later.